Hello folks, so here I'm going to show a problem with the I key bond constraint of its I key chain length. So you see what is happening here? The head is moving on the right position, but the way it is moving, it is weird. What is happening is that, you see, well, there's an I key chain here that for the arm, but this is not the important. So I'm gonna spot this chain here, which is working on the I key bond constraint of this mechanism bone for the spine. So actually, you see, it is enabled here, but it is disabled in the influence. So we don't see the dashed line. So let's turn this driver on, and so now I have this, right? And I can pin the head, right? But the problem here is that, okay, now we see it. If I turn off the I key bond constraint, we still see it, but it should not be working anymore, right? But it is working but partially. As soon as I turn off here, the dash line is still there. So let's turn off here. Now the dash line disappeared, even if I turn this on and off. However, this is fake disappearance, because the truth is that the I key chain is still, for the I key bond constraint, is still applying to the rig. Otherwise, this motion which I'm doing with I key option turned on would not be happening here. You see, you can also use from. So this is a connected skeleton, right? But the fact is that I'm using auto I key option here, and here we see that the interaction of the I key option should override, and it is overriding, but it's overriding in a bizarre way the I key chain of the I key bond constraint on the spine, which should be completely off. The I key bond constraint still exists, but it is warping. As soon as I delete this, let's say I delete the driver, yeah, but this is not about the driver. As soon as I delete the I key bond constraint, even if it was completely disabled, you see, the behavior now is correct. So there is a wrong readability in the I key bond constraints chain length, I key chain length, that is occurring so even when the dashed line is not showing, it's actually fake, because it is still happening in some way. It is incompletely vanished, right? Because otherwise that behavior, that warping behavior, jumpy behavior, wouldn't be happening. Yeah, the rig works, but this is completely inadequate, right, for posing, right? We would like something like this. And when I want to enable the I key chain bond constraint, I key bond constraint, then okay, then it should work the correct way. But when it is turned off, in all means, then it should provide the complete turning off of the, right, and then that thing that we saw before wouldn't be happening, and this will be the correct behavior. Yeah, so there will be a file to report this, but this is the documentation for now. Thanks folks, hope that can be fixed, or something, maybe this has some other issues involved in this same thing here. Thanks for the attention.